Guys, this part, Nissan news, of course, from Miles and I, since the last episode, we try to find the latest Nissan news that is entertaining, fun, and definitely fits the Nissan nerd vibe. And I think we found a few of them for this episode. But we get our articles from everywhere, from the Nissan media newsroom to various sites across the the internet at large. Miles, you have the first article. I know
Yeah,
there's some good news actually, right?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of news that's coming out. Of course, we have to pick everything, and me and Mike said we'd only pick one article this time around, and we're going to
Mhm.
kind of keep it down, or try our best to kind of keep it down. So, this is actually about Nissan. Some updates here with the recent Z. So, the Nissan Z paint issue that was kind of slowing down production is solved, and so we might have a huge production increase. So you might be seeing a lot more Z's coming your way. The article is actually from Reuters. Reuters Japan is reporting paint issues at the Nissan's Tochigi plant have been resolved as of November. The plant is now operating at a two-thirds capacity. Some of you may or may not have been aware that one of the factors that contributed to the less than ideal rollout of the Z in 22 and 23 were actually paint issues at the plant that slowed down production, especially affecting the Z and the Araya at the same time because they were sharing production lines.
Mhm.
The issue was quality control with the all new automated painting system. Passion Red was the most directly delayed out of all the Z colors, so that might be a rare color coming for the year. And you know what?
Good
What's right
story.
is I haven't seen a lot of the red ones making their way out. Right?
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, the most common colors, of course, yellow with proto, and then you can get the others.
Yep.
Silver, black, blue. The blue has always been a popular color
I've
right
seen a lot of the
now, but
purples and the
red.
yellows here locally,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
in Texas where we're at. There's also a specific slowdown of two-tone paints in Z production because of the hatch paint line, because of the
That's
I guess the little samurai. I wonder if it's the samurai sword or if it's
the
another piece
katana.
of it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
katana, maybe.
Well, and I was thinking about that too because
That's
I
a
mean,
silver. It's a satin. I wouldn't
well,
say satin silver,
that's
but
a trim piece though. It's a trim that snaps into place, I
you
think.
think
But
that, but
yeah, but I mean, but in general, I mean, that two-tone color with the black roof and pick whatever
or
color you want
yeah,
on the
okay.
bottom,
See what you're talking about.
like there's not a major, at least from what I can
A
recall,
brake
there's not
line.
a major break line. So
Yeah.
it really is the precision of the paint that it has to be perfect to get that right. So yeah, naturally that alone spells production quality
That could be,
issues,
yeah, I could see
perhaps.
that how it slows down everything potentially. But
Well,
the good news is now that it's supposedly
resolved.
fixed.
Yeah.
So this is quite possibly good news for the Z, although it is still low in priority production wise at the plant, taking a backseat still to the Aria. In
Okay.
Japan, there is an estimated up to 6,000 back orders for the Z that will take apparently up to 2 years to fulfill with new orders still not being allowed. The US is the most prioritized market. Sweet. Not, and I apologize for anybody from another part of the world. I'm just gonna say we just want them here. My apologies.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
again, the U.S. is prioritized. Don't be hating. All right.
USA, USA.
No,
No, I'm
don't
joking.
even go there.
No, no, no.
We are a global show, and we try to
Yes,
make
we
sure that
are. Yes, we
everybody
are.
gets these, or we want to make sure everybody gets these. But yes,
Yeah.
so I guess that's good news if you're in the U.S. So the U.S. is the most prioritized market, and it's already feels like the 2024 Z production numbers are up with the highest recorded VIN in North America inventory at 1,282 as of just a few days
Like,
ago. So
that's good to hear. That's great news because I think we've asked each other this multiple times. Is like, aside from the friends that we know who have the new Z
yeah,
car, it's like,
nerds, total Z nerds within the community that have the cars.
yeah. I mean, when have you seen just a stranger with a new Z out in the wild, like during your daily commute going to work or whatnot? It Man, I haven't seen any, and obviously production is one thing, demand is another. We got to get these numbers up, especially if we want the Z to continue more and more. You know, that's what Nissan likes to see. You gotta sell the thing in a
True.
good numbers. Um, with this production issue resolved, though, I sincerely hope to see more and more Z's at the local meets. Meet some new people who are new Z owners and make new friends with them too. You know.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, and then of course, thrown in the mix, we still got like the Nismo that's coming out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to see those in the wild. We'll see how that goes. So
By the way, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm not sure if you saw this too, but a lot of social media has been showing that Nismo models and even just the base models and performance models,
mhm.
some of them are selling at MSRP and then some just a hair below MSRP. I've
Hell
seen at
yeah.
least two or three dealership postings where they are maybe that what kind of tax would you call that? The um, rarity tax or
I'm gonna
just
say exclusivity, right? So
exclusivity tax,
you know what? I
seems to
still
be
have
coming
this
down.
thing. Like I know everybody was like that they were mad at dealerships for what they called gouging, but I think what it is they just wanted to have the car on the lot for longer than a minute. They wanted to make sure that they could sell it to somebody and keep it on. But I think once you sell a car to somebody, they'll say, yeah, you can keep it for 3 months. But who wants to pay for a car and then wait for 3 months for it to be released from the dealership and then so I think what it is they people were buying them and they were like, yeah, sure, you can do it. And then they were just throwing pissy fits because they were just like, I just bought a car, I'm making payments on it, now I want it out because I want to drive it. And I could understand that, but so
Okay.
dealerships are like, well, let's mark these up things to ridiculous amount of prices so we can at least keep one in the showroom
It,
and
it,
show one of the best production cars, new model that's come out in a long time. And that I
you,
said this before, and people were like, just thought it was gouging. I don't necessarily think that was the whole picture. I think that's what people thought initially, but I think what it was is it just needed to be in the dealership so people could put their damn eyes on it because the production numbers were so damn low.
well, I mean, there's two sides to every story, though. I see what you mean, right? Because the new Z, especially when it first came out, last year or two, it is a draw. People want to see it. They just
Yeah,
it's get them to the showroom. And by the way, have you seen this other car that we have for sale? That's the lure of coming to dealerships. That's the whole draw.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are many stories of greed or whatnot, but I mean, again, there's two sides to every story.
We'll stay
But
positive.
now it's like, well, that seems to be kind of lifting. Things are becoming a little bit more available. Pricing is becoming more realistic or attainable. Um, that's good news. It's good news for
Yeah,
2024. I know that much.
I would agree.